Hello everyone. Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to just kind of look through the Specimen Journal so I can show you what progress I've made. I did do a really nice layered spread, and that was yesterday evening. I didn't film it, I'm sorry. It was kind of like therapy for me. I've got this big pressure bandage on my chin, and I just wanted to detox. Well, I'm afraid that my cover may need to be redone because at the moment it's just about at the point that it's not even level. It's kind of gaping already. So I'm thinking I might have to just take this apart, rip it down the sides here, and make another spine larger. And I'll probably wait and do that until the very end. But that's the only thing I can think to do. I did have a big manila envelope, like right here, which would make a soft cover. But I'm not so sure I want that. I wanted something with some, stability and strength. And I also have those two backdrop papers that would be able to be glued for the inside covers, and I really wanted that. Okay, so the woe is me. It's always woe is me. All right, so and I can expand my spine after I've got it all filled up and know exactly what's going to go in it. And it's some point I'm wondering if I shouldn't even make three of these signatures, because it's it's really getting big. Now I still have little pieces and parts all around me, like these little squares that I cut around where that squirrel was, and then I had a page of tags, which that's up here, what's left of those. Some of them I've already worked them into the pages. I had some Tracy Fox from her 7th anniversary birthday on YouTube. Some butterflies that I've been adding in. I got a few little goodies over here, some birds, and I've been doing a few die cuts. And here's the page, the items that I've been die cutting. I want to do a few of these, I know, and maybe some of those, because they look foresty to me. Maybe a lily or two, I don't know. But these are the wildflowers from Tim Holtz. There's two of them. Here's the sunflower one, and that one's got a nice thing here that's branchy. That looks like a pussy willow to me. But these are 664164, 664163. They really come in handy. I think there's a third one of these, and I've never gotten that. Now I've got a few of the birds, as you can see over here, cut out. And I've got a little mess of these kind of, I guess, twiggy things, where I gotta get my fingers on one of them. See, there's that one. I had an old file folder, so I cut a few out of it. And then we have the tree line. I really love the tree line. That one's 661604. This one is with the vines and stuff, 661206. And then we have the bird one, which is 665861. I've seen so many wonderful makes with these birds, because you can actually just make them neutral like that or this, or you can go in and you can colorize them to make them look like an actual bird, like a red or a blue bird and stuff. I've seen some gorgeous things. I've also got a bunch of stamps. And I've yet to figure out where to put a lot of these stamps. I wanted some mushrooms in it, so I got that one from Hobby Lobby. And I got to figure out where I can add some. I've got this beautiful, it's like a dandelion. I got it at Michael's a long time ago. I thought it was a dandelion. It's got a agapanthus, but it does make a really pretty, like, background if you do it in black or a dark brown. And then you got a really big one. And then I had a flower on here that I thought was pretty. And I've got tons and tons of butterflies. Now this is from May made it, and I'm wondering if I'll be using it anywhere. It does have the pretty outlines of the animals, so I may see if I can squeeze one of those in there somewhere. Lots of wildflowers. This is another, I think a lot of these I got at Michael's, except for the May one. This one has, the beautiful wildflower kind of silhouette, and these as well. And then I had a stamp with a tree line. So I've got all those, but I don't know if I'm going to be using them all or partly. And then I had this little package of this cool paper stuff that I got a long time ago. It's like several different colors of this green. And I've been working those into some of the pieces, as you'll see. Let me get these separated. Gosh, that second one's almost bigger than the first one. So I did a little video on my Rhoda's Junk page where I showed this first batch of things that I've done. But this was that cutout that all of these came from around. And I'm using those throughout for decorations. But that can be written on. Then I really liked how this turned out. I don't know if I'm in the center of my screen. But this, I was trying to do layering, and I've been loving how I see a lot of people do layers. And so the butterfly, as you know, went over here. There's a big pocket in behind for a big journal card, which we might end up making those one day because I've got a few other stamps over there I hadn't showed you that I plan on using. So the butterfly went down onto some of that green that I was telling you about. I also used a little bit of that same green over on this side. And this is a pocket. It has a little tiny card in it with some of like a tree line and some leaves or something. And I wanted that low, but so you can still see the flowers and such. This is Yellow Pages, as you can see. And I have a squirrel in this little pocket here. I figured he would work good. I even backed him. He was from the front cover. Because all of those phrases on there were in Spanish, I think. And there was only 4 of them that was English. And I couldn't see that I could use those that well. But I put some of the fussy cuts. I fussy cut it at the doctor's office the other day. I put a little tag down here that has a bird nest for the bird. Plus, I've got all of these kind of trees and greens. So I thought, the green leaves and such would go really well here. And then when you flip it, there's that tree line. I cut it in half. I cut part of it off over here. I put a little butterfly down there. And as you can see, it has a beautiful kind of what do you call that? A crackle kind of a look to the paper. I love that. I also must have sprayed this because it's got a lot of glitter. I think I kind of aged them up with stuff. So they weren't plain. They had some age to them and were interesting. This was a piece of vellum I had left over. It had like 2 feathers on it. So what I ended up doing was I put this little tag from the front cover, covered it, but I wanted to get in here and dull it down. I don't like how dark or green, bright green that is. And I mentioned something in the video about doing this, so I want to kind of, I don't know if Vintage Photo would have been a better one, but I'll just use what's left over on my paper. Oh, while I'm doing this, I want to thank you for coming by to visit and seeing what I'm doing today. I'm going to go back out there after I film and show you a few things and just sit down and relax. I get to take this thing off tomorrow, so yay for me. And I don't know if you can see it. Roger must have bought a hat or something that had this real tree label on it, and it has horns of a deer. And I don't know. I just glued it up behind here. You don't all really see it, which is what I really liked. It's kind of hidden. And then when you put this in, it really hides it. And I put some of these oak leaves that were fussy cuts and an acorn and a little phrase up here. And this is a piece of notebook paper that I sprayed, and I was making it for the school journal that it didn't work in. So I think this will be writing area, and I'm debating on whether making this some kind of a belly band right here. And probably using one of these square images like in the middle, whichever one I think would work the best. Like with the coloring, like the bird would probably be the best. So I'm going to leave him right here. I'll have to decide what to use for a belly band. I got plenty of cutoffs over there that would work. Because you can't really write on this, so to make it functional, it would be best to make it a belly band where you could tuck a tag in there. So that's the idea there. And it has a pretty little background on it, but, you know, that will have to be forgotten about. This is very busy. I did get in here and grunge it up, as you can see, with ink and everything. But it was, you know, it's really green on this side. I had these papers forever. Now, over here, you can see one of the flowers I did cut out, and I want to put this in. So maybe we'll just do this real quick and have this down. I got this stuff here. Let me show you. Did I keep the package? Yeah. All right. So this is from Walmart. It is a fiberglass wall repair. And I've been seeing people use it. You can get it in tape form, which is about that wide. Now, I'm probably getting this all over my finger because I put it in my splat box and I sprayed it. And what happened there was it took in the ink, thankfully. But there's a lot of ink on this background, which is like that shiny, glossy kind of stuff. So you got to watch your fingers because it'll get all over you. But I've been liking that look, so we're going to try it here. And as you can see the background? Let me see if I can pull that off. See that? That's where I actually laid this paper over top of this, and I mopped up a lot of that, but it gave me a texture. Isn't that cool? It gave me a texture. It even bled through to the other side because I really didn't stamp that side. All right, let me get this guy out of the way. And, yeah, we're going to put this down. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make a little layered design here. I got this pocket. I also have to go through my my boxes over there because I know I've got some pockets that I made that had bugs on them. It was a really, really cool, what would you call it? A distressed and, you know, multimedia. All right, let's see how this works. So this is going to be about right there. So I want this to be about right here. And that's the beauty of it. It's already sticky. Now I'm going to use this instead of my fingers. But isn't that kind of a cool design? It just, it puts you a little layer back there of some kind of a texture, which I think is cool. Now this is the part, yeah, see? It's covered with that ink still. Now you could take that and rub it on some tags or the backgrounds of something and you know, use it if you would choose to do that. Now this, I'm going to leave just green, and I'm going to put it right about here. Yeah, the middle leaf is right at the top of that, and that's how I'm going to do that. And this was just some scrap paper that I had. I have like these big construction papers that were some of the older style before the pads, you know, came about, and you could put get any color that you wanted. I guess that was in scrapbooking time period, because that's what everything was way back then, wasn't it? It was just scrapbooking. Now I'm trying to also go along my line, although I do like the roughage that I had there. I'm just going to put it along that line and kind of hide it. Let's see if I can move it around a little bit. Yeah. And I'm just going to tap down. Anytime you use fabric tack or glue, I always like to mop it up and you just dab at it. especially with fabric tack, you're going to want to get in there and just dab at it. Because you put down laces and stuff, and you put too much of the fabric tack down, it's really, really glossy. And if you don't mop it up while it's still wet, that shine will be there. And it won't, it kind of hurts your visual image that you're wanting to project with your piece. That's just a little tip. Just a little tip. All right. So I always have these are my little rags from the wet wipes when I wipe off my stamps. So I keep them, I dry them, and then I'm going to come in just a little bit so I've got an edge there. Yeah, I like that edge. Now this as well, you can actually push down hard here with like your rag, or you can actually go in here with your burnisher of whatever you choose. Like I have I have this stick, I got that at Michael's, and I love it because you can slide it across there, and like when you're putting down large items, it just slides right over that and smooths out all that glue underneath. And then I got these little guys from the Dollar Tree. This is my grungy one, so I'll use it on the nasties. And here's my cleaner one. Of course, I'm a purple fan, so. All right, well, that one's done. Now, all I need to do is find whatever I might want to do. Like that actually goes in there really good. I still need to come back and cover that because that's all those words on the inside cover. But I'll do that later. But I know he looks good there. Because I got that red and that bug, and that really pulls him out. Yeah. Okay. Now this was some Braille paper. And I had this little piece here. And I just decided to put it down. It was some kind of little label that I made way back when. And, I mean, you might come and put like a bird on here. Like I got this little bird that might sit on there. I've got lighter ones if he doesn't stand out enough. Oh, that one kind of goes good. But what I like to do, I take my scorched timber ink here, and I get on my little rounded dauber, and I will take and go around the outside edge at least to grunge it up, to make it have an outline, I really like how that looks, especially with these birds. Now, you can put an eye, if you wanted to, you can put an eye on these birds, but I just chose not to. I'm just letting them be what they are. Your eye is going to put an eye on this bird and detail. I mean, have you ever you know what a bird looks like, so you're automatically going to see that. And I've noticed that with a lot of things that you do. It's kind of like an understood. Like you can make somebody, draw a picture of somebody that doesn't have a face. Well, you're going to automatically want to try to put a face and eyes and everything. Humanize it, All right. I kind of like that. Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out there on the top of that. Okay. Now, I really wanted to do something like maybe a belly band there, but I don't know. I kind of like that. This can be written on. I love the colors in this. This is one of my earlier works, and this is rug gripper on here. So as you can see, the rug gripper with the little boxes really went well with these with the little boxes. So you had a like and like together. And then my little stamping design went along with it as well. Now, this is not writable. I don't think it's writable. So it might be that I come back and I put something here, like a little pocket. I really like this, so I'm going to leave that as is. And I have yet to work through all of these pages, so some of these might not get anything. You've got a fox, a bird. You got the pretty fern ground here of the forest. And then over here you can see the little birds. Now here's where I started putting things in. I put this in. I mica sprayed it up so it had some color. And then over here, I thought to put this. This is something I made a long time ago. And it's just a little policy closure, but it had this little wren on it. And I put a wonderful creature, and it just opens, and you got, oh, it's gusseted. Check it out. I made it gusseted. It's got like little paper in here with a gusset, so it will open wider. I forget who showed this. I don't know if it was scrapbooking with me or who it was. But sometimes you got to work at the little policy part there. But it's got 2 brads, so it's got a little bit of bulk to it. But I wanted to put it down here, and I'm going to tuck in. I think I'm going to tuck in one of these peacock feathers. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down. And it's going to be a pocket, a double pocket, I guess, because it's going to be able to be opened up and have something in it. And it's going to be able to have something tucked behind it. So let's do that. And I want to try to get it in the center, but maybe not all the way in the center, because you know you have your spine over here. So you're always wanting to leave just a little bit of room there for that spine to work well, because you get something too close in here, it's not going to work well in bending and folding shut, and you want to give it a little bit of breathing space. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this thing on my face, it must be, they taped it on there so hard that it was like a, guess like a pressure bandage. It's finally worked itself loose a little bit, so that's good. It's bothering me last night. It was pulling my eye askew and everything like that. Now, I can't remember who gave me these things or where I got them, but I love peacocks. I love these colors in a peacock. And I thought, you know, if nothing else, it might be something I could do like that. Of course, since we're in the bird section, now this is a really big eye. Okay. And then I'm not sure what exactly that one is. It's got like a taped edge on it. I'll probably put up my peacock tree this year for Christmas. I'll have to remember to let y'all see that. Yeah, I like to put it up because it's like almost ready-made. Now, how am I going to do this? Am I just going to... I would like to have something else go down in there, but it would have to be something small. And, let me think about this. All right, I found this old, it's Stickabilities from the Paper Studio. It was something I bought for 74 cents. I think I'm going to put it in here. I'm not going to keep the card. I'm just going to put the feather in here. And I have to figure out a way to get that off. Oh yeah, it's peeling easy. So if you have something delicate, and I save all of these wrappers. I don't know when I'll ever need them. I got a separate trash can just for packaging and the plastics. And I'm keeping it in case I need them. You know, you can always use, like you're doing these specimen windows and such, you can always use the packaging plastic. There, okay, that's sort of done. There we go. I think that's good enough. Now, if you get anything sticky and it doesn't want to come off, or you think it's going to stick to something, go ahead and use your little cornstarch bag from your embossing folders. If you don't have one of those, you can make your own with a piece of like linen, some kind of like linen kind of fabric, and just pour you in some cornstarch. And let's see how this is going to do. Oh, he's sticking, of course. Get in there, baby. That's your new home. No, he's still sticking. I should have tucked that back. Now, All right, let me pull him back out because he's sticking. Now, Gail Augustinelli does this thing where how does she do that? She somehow glues it backward, or sticks it backward on itself. So let's see if I can do that. Then I can get him in there with all of these little hairs sticking. So I'm going to push him all the way down in. Oh, there he goes. All right. There. Now I can reuse that to close it, or I can always do something else. That part's not sticking well. We're just going to put a little bit of this on it. Now you can use two-way tape to, reattach this. I don't want to actually open this back up again. I'm going to leave it shut, but that will keep that edge down, and then we can tuck that in here, right? Will it fit? I don't even know if it's going to fit. How do you like that? Well, I'll be reworking that idea out later. And there we go. Woo. Now that doesn't have anything on it. I may just put something to decorate. I have this pretty hawk that I've got a branch, and I may actually cut that branch out. It's from a Halloween. You remember me using it. So more than likely, I will cut that branch out, and I will put this bird in the tree. And this is the eagle page, and I think I used the eagle elsewhere. I had a few stickers, which you can see one here, and I really Mike sprayed that up. That was a map page. And I wanted to put a little yellow so it would go with this. So I sprayed some gold. And it has a tree area there. So we have that to work with. I'll cap my glue real quick. And like this is a place where I could do some layering as well. So I'm going to have to think what I want to do here. And then we'll do that together. Plus, I would like to dull this down a bit. So I may get in here with my vintage photo and buff through it. I just don't like that color. But I wanted to use them up. All right, so this little bird is, let's see. He is from the front cover. And instead of the two pieces, like where the title kind of went around, it was like that. So I went ahead and made it into a pocket. Now on this side, this is where the eagle is. This side, I've got a few things to decorate with here. But we're just going to put this little pocket in here and have at it. See, it's got all those phrases on the back that I can't understand. I did take Spanish in school, but I'm not good with languages. Just not. I remember how to count a little bit in Spanish, and habla español or something. That's about all I could do. Pretty bad. There are some people that are great at languages. I think it's something to do with how your mind is set and what you are good at. I mean, certain people are good at certain things. And so, yeah. I am not good at languages. Okay, we're going to do a little stamping. I have this deer. This is the Inca Dinkadoo. And it's 6031597. And it's Woodland Winter. So I have a fox that I'm going to use. I've got squirrel and a couple rabbits and a little chipmunk. So we're going to go ahead and get us some stuff to stamp on here. All right, I got him on my stamp block, and I'm using my VersaFine pigment Onyx Black. And I got this because this will be something I can push on, because I do feel lumps underneath it here, so I may not get a good surface. So if you have trouble, if you do like me, where you stack your papers but don't put them together yet, and you need to get in there and do something, I can actually take this all the way out, but instead of me I'm being lazy, I'm going to put this in behind, and I'll be able to stamp right on top of that. All right, now what else was I planning to do here? I think I need to figure out where this goes, because I know the eagle is going to be in the sky, and I thought I would put this here because it kind of blends in with the colors on this envelope over here and the greens and such. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to be able to kind of almost blend them together. I'm going to use a little bit of, I've got vintage photo ink on this dauber. So we're going to actually see if we can put that in here. Add a little bit of the vintage photo around the outside edge, so it doesn't look like it's raw and just freshly cut. And we're going to do that, see if it'll blend in. Yeah, and then I can always scrape a little bit of the vintage photo on there, which, as you see, takes that white, creamy, and tones it down a bit. All right, so we're going to put this down first, because I need to know where to put the deer, because he's going to stand on top of this. This was from the front cover. No, this is the back cover, because that's where all the cut aparts were. Yeah, it has some beautiful animals. Lots of animals. And we're going to actually kind of butt this up against there as close as possible. There. Okay. Take my little rag and rub it down. So we're going to give this deer a base to stand on. You don't want to have floating floating objects. So we're going to go ahead and ink up this, and then we'll finish by doing this envelope on the right and putting our bird in the sky. I thought black would go good because, you know, we have some dark elements, but we got this real dark pine cone area behind us here. All right, so I'm trying to get it right down here on the edge. Okay, there we go. And I hope I didn't mess up on the other side. Oop, no, you can't see it. That's why I wanted to stamp here, because I had this in the on the back. Then you wouldn't have had to worry about the ink bleeding through. All right, so we're going to put this on here. Has a lot of pretty feathers here I had to cut out. That was a pleasure. I just don't like... You can bubble cut, which is like cutting around the outside edge without doing the fine detail. Or you can do one that's kiss cut. I don't know if that's what I'm doing or not, but if kiss cut is where you're not having any white showing, that's what I like. I don't like all that white. And if I got stickers or anything else like that I want to put down, I want to get rid of all that. Badly. Okay, so we're going to put our little deer over here. Get him out of the way real quick. I'll clean it off in a second. And then we're going to see what we can do here with this. I had to cut that. I cut it kind of creatively. He was up in that upper left corner. So, if I got anything on the other side? No, it's just holding it on there. So we can take that off. But yeah, I love this. I don't know if I got this from somebody. I don't think I made it. I love how the coffee went around the outside edge of this. It's gorgeous. So, I'm going to go ahead and use the vintage photo again, kind of on this one, to see if it will create it like a blend where it's kind of fading into that. And rub a little bit on here in the background. Yeah. To get our pretty buck on there. And I was wanting to put a lot of washi in here, but so far I haven't used washi at all. So I'm still trying to figure out whether that might be what I use on some of my pages that don't have quite anything. I can make a small little cluster or something with washi. I also had, I'm wanting to do like tabs for some of the pages and decorate those up. Kind of cool. I saw somebody's the other day and I really liked it. So I'm going to have to see if I can try to do that. All right. So we have a couple of, I got a fern and a twiggy thing there. And I'm wanting to put this right down here. So it's kind of blending those two together. And I don't rightly know that I'm going to make it a tuck, but I think I could. So let's just make it a tuck. It's got a real dark brown on the back, so it's not really something I wanted to have as a tag. I don't think you could write on it, so I decided to just kind of put it down flush. So we need this side and that side. Okay. Always put your hand on the side you do not want to glue. It'll help out a lot. I must need to put this back down in here. Okay. There we go. Now, put that here, and then I can always tuck something in behind it. I am going to put a little bit, I'm going to put this fern down on the left. And that's this one. I just used some scrap paper. So you use whatever you've got. If you just want to use a few things up, go through that pile of scrap. Gosh, my ear is ringing. Why is that? All right. Trying to be careful. I did get a little bit on his face. We don't want to do that. All right. I love this swiggle design, so I didn't want to cover it up all the way. So that's why this is coming in to be just kind of like a gradual decoration in front where you can still see in behind. All right. And then we have this one, which I thought looked like part of a branch hanging down like that. So I thought I would do this as well. We are having 50, it's gotten to about 60 degrees. But we had such warm weather the last week or so. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Maybe I'll do it like this. It was absolutely amazing. It was so warm. Yep, up in the 70s. I think at one day it almost got to 80. Oh, I don't know what was happening. Now, this is the little thing in the center. I really liked the little critters that were on it, but I don't think that's going to work out for me. But I wanted to see if I could get the word forest. See, I need to cut it down a little bit. Let me trim it. Okay, I trimmed that much off of it, and I think it's just right. I need to put a little bit of glue in the background. See? You can still see the bug and the little porcupine, or whatever he is. And how do I want to do that? I think actually we're going to glue it on the top here. Let's see about just gluing it already around the outside edge, because that's going to give me the ability to slide something into this pocket. Oh, my glue keeps going shut on me. Yeah, it's going to give me the ability to put something in this pocket, and I'm going to have this at the window at all times, so it won't be covered up. Because if I glue this to the back, oh, good grief. If I glue this to the back page, I'm going to have trouble. Because then whatever I put in this pocket is going to cover that up. Now let's see if I can get a little bit more glue out here. What's going on? All right, I did it several times, so maybe that'll do the trick. Oh, all right, let's see if I can get it in there. Open it up, slide it in, and try to miss the glass. And I didn't. I didn't. Maybe it'll dry clear and I won't have to worry about it. I think it will. So there. I wanted that little bug still showing. I'm trying to get it straight though. I think that's straight. Okay. So let's run our little burnisher over it and see what that does. Not exactly sure where it's at in here. All right. That. Okay. Let's see if that does the trick for me. Yeah, and you even have the green, you see. I don't know if that was... I think that was part of the paper. Okay, so now you're still able to get something in there, and it'll slide past that, hopefully. If it doesn't, if I have trouble, I can always put a piece of washi over that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have a little trouble. So a little piece of washi will do the trick. And do I have a piece of washi? So we'll get this piece of washi, and we'll go in here, and we'll see about how long we need it. About like that. Okay. And then this washi can either be run over a glue stick to make it a little bit more permanent, or you can stick some wet glue on it. And I always think it's easier just to do a glue stick, because you put it on there like that, hold it down, and roll it through. Oh, goodness. Okay. And like that. All right. And then we just got to get inside here and stick it down before it dries. It's not as easy as it looks, though. I think it's longer than I need it to be. All right, there we go. There we go. And let's do a little burnish, and then we're going to do the testing to see if that did the trick. I know that color is a little off, but I don't think it's going to hurt. It's sort of a green. Yeah, see, it goes in there much easier now. And I just need to probably push on that a little bit more, and it will do the trick for me. Right, nice. Yep. All right, so this can go back over here on this page, and we'll use our little paper clip to hold it on there. And yep, see how that one goes together? Now this is really dark in the back with the pine cones, so you don't really aren't able to do anything with it. It's more of a visual, so it's sort of like a backdrop for all of this. And yep, we got that done. And then I had this little piece here we can glue up. It's going to be an an updo. See, y'all want to have, let me see if this is still working. You want to have items that will also be pocketed at the top, because that will help measure out your your thickness, because a lot of people's journals will be really fat at the bottom, because that's the only place they put pockets. So if you think about this, go ahead and put some at the top and you'll be good. Okay, I'm going to come in a little bit because I rounded that corner there. And this could have been written on this page, which it still could be. And then you put a nice fat tag or something in here, which will hide your writing. And then you can write on the back of the tag. So you have a little bit of everything. Now, see, in places like this, I probably will. If I've got a mushroom there, I'll probably come back in here and do a little bit of stamping with mushrooms. Here is a pretty flower, a trillium. I think we found these, me and Mom. We go to a water garden, and we were leaving out of it one spring, and we saw these white flowers. We're always looking for flowers. So we saw these white flowers, and they were these trilliums. They were really pretty. I think they're like a little bulb flower, like a wild flower. So everything is kind of yellow through here. You got a little bit of yellow there. You got the yellow butterflies. Had this yellow, and then this on this leaf from Kyung's kit. That's Wonders by Wink on Etsy. You can also see that I dabbed around the outside of this with that that wall stuff, the wall repair. And I haven't decided what's going to go in here yet. I've got a set of music, and I'm thinking, and here is that little piece of the tree line that I had from before, and so I'm thinking of putting the fox here. And I'm going to go over there and I'm going to hinge this. As you can see, I put a little, it's like a 1/4 of an inch maybe, piece there to hold this down. These had 6 on the page, so I went ahead and used what was left on the edges to do this. It's going to be just like that. This is not quite the same as what I saw that lady do. It's not quite the same. It's as close as I can get it. She did a lap book, and I would love to do a lap book. I'm going to have to think about that in the new year to do a lap book with you guys. I really loved her forest one. But you know, you want to do something or make something a certain way, and sometimes you just can't do it. Your mind won't do it. Mine won't. On certain things, I'll see it, I'll love it, I want to do it, and then my mind won't. It's between my hands and my mind. My mind is seeing it, but my hands aren't. So, those are things, you have to work out. You can practice and get yourself there eventually, or I don't know what to tell you. It's hard. All right, this is one of those that's a pain to glue, and you try to get as many of those little guys as possible. I know it's the easiest part's just to go straight up, but you got some of these little sticky out guys that you want to grab a hold of so they don't get pulled up. All right. You get as many as you can. The rest will have to go. All right. Putting this down here in this corner. Right there. I'll have to trim that one off. That's all right. I don't want it to show anything. I want it to look like it's coming into the page. All right. Where's that one little tip? See, there's a little tip sticking out there. So we're going to grab him. There. Make cap as glue. I'm telling you, that glue is starting to fight me. All right, now I don't know what I want to do over here. This'll work into something else here eventually. And we're just now through the middle. Wow. All right, well, I believe I'm going to stop. I'll work through a few more things to put together for us to glue and do together, so you can see how I kind of build this. I really like how that turned out. That was pretty cool. I got to glue it down as well. I may see if I need to do anything else to it first, like I may stamp on this with some mushrooms or something, and I need to do that before I put it down. I also could put a mushroom in here maybe. Oh yeah, I could, because, yeah, I'll do that. You never know what all you want to do. You come back, you do a little, you come back, and then you look. Like, I still have to work through that. I'm not sure if that's going to work for me or not. But yeah, you just kind of see what works for you. And I even thought about gluing this down and making that an actual belly band, a wide belly band. So that could be what I end up doing with this. And then I could just put something in it. You can still see the trees. And I'll have it on the back, on the back side here. See, this side doesn't even have all the trees. It's just got one great big nice one. And I'm debating on whether to put like a little string or something natural through here. Just to work it into the scene here. Maybe a strip of paper even, because I think I used that somewhere else. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. I wanted to give you something. I got to run Mom out tomorrow, so, I'm not going to have a chance to do anything tomorrow except record, and I wanted to give you something to see. Everybody, I hope you have a great, great day. Thank you to all my subscribers and viewers. I hope you got a few ideas here on how to layer and do things with just pieces and scraps that you have on your shelf, on your desk, that kind of thing. Well, thank you. Everybody, take care. Bye-bye.